the Andes Mountains, airlifting Boo Boo, an Andean spectacled bear, back to a wild habitat. And Boo Boo is going to wake up within 12 minutes. The veterinarian would prefer not to resedate Boo Boo because that puts Boo Boo under a lot of stress. I'm the TMZ of animal rights. I'm the guy that's just in people's faces. Pilot just dropped us off in a marsh. Me and the vet just lifted a 300-pound bear who is waking up. Allison, on the other hand, she is laid back, she's calm, she's cool. You know, she's Clint Eastwood's daughter.
My dad instilled in me a love of animals and nature. We do have to deal with law enforcement a lot, and there are not too many cops in this world that don't love Dirty Harry. So if I have to use my family name to get access, then I will.
Hello?
Our phone rings all the time, off the hook pretty much. We get some crazy stories about people keeping exotic animals as pets. Our goal is to get the animals out of their location and relocated into a sanctuary. The biggest case right now is Tony the Tiger. It's a Siberian tiger being kept at a truck stop in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And the owner of the truck stop is a very large man named Mike Sandlin.
Believe the noise that's going on 24/7, these trucks. So this poor animal hasn't ever had one moment of peace in 10 years. Tony the Tiger is a big moneymaker for Mike. I mean, he doesn't have the nicest gas station in town, but I mean, living next to a 10 freeway, I mean, it's a horrible environment.
Doing sort of surveillance, and I'm just checking to see how Tony is doing in the condition that he's in at nighttime. So I can be educated as to how to approach this. I took some footage about 30 minutes ago of some kids that drove their car right up to the fence with their brights on, got their cameras out, and, you know, there's Tony, and he's actually growling.
We thought Mike was bad with Tony the Tiger. Well, we're working on another case with a woman named Dory, the so-called lynx lady.
So we knock on Dory's door, she lets us in, we begin our tour of her facility. We see about 20 cages that are extremely small. So right off the bat, it's very disturbing.
Come on, baby. Come on, honey. She doesn't.
The cat is growling because the cat is suffering from something called cage craze. The fast-paced back and forth, that's mental illness.
You know how gorgeous you are.
So this cat has been declawed, which is illegal in the state of California. A lot of them are limping around, and that's usually a sign of arthritis and problems because of declawing.
This is what happens when cats get older without their claws. They go totally lame, and they get bow legs.
But you're not going to get it.
No! I leaned down to clean his cage like this, and I looked up and I saw him coming for me. And he grabbed my arm right here. He ripped it open from here to here, right down to the bone. Whoa. But they are adorable babies, and they're mine till they die. I have a cemetery out back. And so whoever digs up this property is in for a big surprise.
Would you ever consider taking him to a sanctuary?
Not as long as I'm alive, no.
No never stops us. And we knew Dory would be tough, and Mike would be tough too, so we were lucky we persuaded him to have breakfast with us.
We're here today to wrestle away Tony the Tiger from Mike.
Good luck.
Mike was very, very difficult. We're working on a win-win situation. We don't want to hurt him financially. We want to help him as much as we want to help the tiger.
I really don't feel like that Tony is in a situation that he needs to be rescued from. The animals at the Los Angeles Zoo probably get more noise and pollution than Tony does.
He's saying stuff like the LA Zoo is polluted or the animals are worse off in a zoo. Mike is delusional.
I think ultimately it's really about, you know, what's best for the tiger and what's best for you.
Hell will freeze over before Tony ever goes to big cat rescue.
We give the owners the benefit of the doubt. We try to get the animals away from them, but most of the time it doesn't work. So we got to bring in the cops. The day the cops show up, they are looking for a reason to pull Mike's permit. So they toured the cages, they looked at Tony's sleeping area, they checked the freezers, what kind of food Tony was getting.
You want to go take care of the rest of this? Sure. We're going to sit.
This is legal authority to possess weapons if necessary for exotic cat escape plan.
You got the thing from your insurance company?
Our strategy was just to harass Mike into making him understand it's going to be a much bigger headache to keep Tony than it is to release Tony.
Hey Bobby, this is Michael at Tiger Truck Stop.
As I was watching Mike, I could clearly tell he was under a lot of stress, and I think he realizes he's at the point of releasing Tony into a sanctuary.
When we got him, Tobias, he didn't have any hair.
We brought Mike to the sanctuary. We want to get Mike invested in the transition for Tony the tiger.
I would say Tony's play area is about half that.
The cage space you can see is sometimes 3 acres for these cats.
We feed him 15 pounds every morning. He eats every bit of it. And except for Sunday, we starve him on Sunday.
The food is amazing. There's no stress. There's no picture taking. There's no rumbling trucks. There's no diesel fumes. So his life is going to completely change.
Well, you're not too far away. You know?
No, we're not.
What'd you think about letting Tony up to Texas? Maybe.
If the right things happen, yeah, it would be time to retire Tony, I think.
Some of the stories have happy endings and some of them don't. But as long as the tips keep pouring in, Billy and I are going to fight to save these exotic animals.